Working for a mega carriers for rookies, right? Yeah, yeah. I wish I was still. I've been out here 23 years, and I wish I was back at the company that I really liked working for. I have been on the same load for 5 days, 1,000 miles. I've been called by this broker no less than 100 times since I've been on this load, and they've
Dang.
messed up the paperwork to the point where I can't deliver the load now because they didn't put the right. Even the one company ordered it, but they ordered it and consigned it to another company. So now either neither of those companies that are in the same building want to take the product. So I have brokers still calling me 6 hours after I got here asking me why I haven't checked in yet. And it's a different person every single time. And, I went through this years ago when I worked for smaller companies and leased my truck on with them. And our dispatcher would just give the broker our phone number, and I don't even know why there was a dispatcher there. And that's the thing here. I'm calling my dispatch, and they're like, and then all of a sudden I get a call back from another broker from this company. So, yes, I understand that if you work for some companies and you're an owner operator, you have your own authority, and you have good ties with a good broker, you can make a killing out here, I'm sure, right? But I don't negotiate well. I don't like dealing with brokers. I just want to 100% own my truck without a payment, lease on to the carrier I like to be leased on to, and have my dispatcher do all the legwork.
Some of y'all shouldn't be owner operators. Some of y'all should go work for a mega carrier. It doesn't make sense. See, when you get into trucking, you want to half-ass the trucking business. You can't. You want to own a truck, but you don't want to negotiate. You don't want to be in charge of nothing else. You just want to own your truck. What is the fascination of owning your truck if you're not willing to do everything you need to do to own that truck and run that business? This is why a lot of people should just stick with the mega carrier, because when you are a trucking company and you have your own truck and you are owner operator leased on, you're still a business. You're responsible for everything. That's the problem in trucking. People want to own a truck but not do nothing else. You can't do that.
I drive. I get the paperwork. I go where they say to go. And if there's a problem, I call my dispatcher, and he calls me back with a fix. So I am not complaining to the guys that mega carriers suck. Some of them do. I'm sure I haven't worked for but one, but on these days they don't. Like I have another load that I'm supposed to be docked at right now, picking up to get me back to the next load they have set up for me, and that load's already canceled. So I just I'd just rather be at the mega carrier I used to be at. I made plenty of money, and I didn't have to deal with this nonsense.
When you become an owner operator, you become a business. This is the mentality that is wrong in trucking. I don't know what the obsession is with owning a truck. It's going to break down, it's going to beat you up, and you're going to be responsible for it anyway. You can't half ass being in trucking. This is the type of people. I'm not saying he's a bad person, but his mentality is not the right way. You just want to own a truck, kind of be in charge, but you don't want to be in charge. You want somebody to report. Just drive for a mega carrier. A lot of y'all should be driving for a company, just taking orders. That's what he wants to do. But he wants to get a little bit more money and own the truck, kind of feel like he's independent, but you're really not. It makes no sense, man. This is the attitude. This is the reason why some of y'all don't need to be in trucking. It's because you can't have it this way and this way. It's either you own a trucking company, you run it fully, or you work as a company driver. There's no in between. The people that fail are trying to do it in between. Owner operator, run the business, run the show, be in charge, take the calls, drive the truck, own the truck. That is what it's like being an owner. I don't like this fallacy of people thinking they can be both. I want to be an owner operator, make all the money, but I want to work like a company driver. Just be a company driver and move up in the company. There's nothing wrong working with a mega carrier. If you're working with the right mega carrier and you getting paid the money that you need to get paid, cool. But a lot of y'all thinking that owner operators is making all this money, but they making money, but they spending a lot more than you would as a company driver. This is why I'm telling him just be a company driver, bro. because you're gonna be stuck like this. You don't really want to just be a boss. You want to be a part-time boss. You don't want to take care of everything. You want to take care of a couple things and then do the things that you like, but everything else you don't want to do it. That's not business. This is why owner operators fail, because you guys really don't want to do the business. You really just want to drive the truck and say, I own the truck. Stop giving a damn about owning a truck. Who cares if you own a truck? It does nothing for you just because you own a truck. You don't make more money because you own a truck. Like, we got to get out of that. Y'all got to stop being so obsessed with the truck and just worry about the money and worry about what do you want to do. If you don't like talking to brokers, if you don't like talking to people, you just want to drive, you should be a company driver for either a company, smaller company, or a mega carrier. There's nothing wrong with admitting that. A lot of y'all don't want to admit that. A lot of y'all just want to be a owner operator because you think there's more money, but really you're spending more money. Doesn't guarantee you're gonna make more money. This man been on the load for 5 days straight. 5 days. How much money do you guys think he's making? Not a lot. Sometimes it's cool to sell that truck and become a mega carrier and be the best employee you can be, get benefits, get taken care of, and have consistent loads and let them deal with that. A lot of y'all ain't meant to be bosses. That's the realization that we see in this industry. That's the realization of people that went out of business in this industry. They're not willing to be bosses. They're not willing to just say, you know what, I'm done. They're not willing to say, I own this company. I'm gonna do everything I need to do to run this company correctly. No, you just want to drive a truck and say, that's my truck. But I don't want to talk to the broker. I don't want to talk to this. I don't want to do this. I don't want to file my IFTAs. I don't want to do my IRPs. I don't want to do the paperwork. I don't want to do none of that. I just want to say this truck is mine. So what we doing this for? Just be a company driver. There's nothing wrong with being a company driver. Don't feel bad. There's company drivers out there making $2,000 to $3,000 a week. You just got to find the right situation. Well, what situation is that? Go out there and look and find it. I'm not going to baby you and give you a spoon and tell you this is the opportunity. Go out there and get it. The reason why y'all don't make it in trucking is because y'all not going out there and get the opportunity. You want somebody to give it to you. You know how many DMs I get telling, hey, Marcus, can you tell me how I can do this, how I can do this, how I can do this? You know what I write back? Google it. Chat GBT. So you see the mind of truckers. They want things given to them, but then they want to say they're the boss. That doesn't work. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. Snoop said it the best. Pay the cost to be the boss. You want somebody to help you and do things for you? Pay for it. You want education? Pay for it. You need training? Pay for it. Stop trying to get free information to barely bring your business around and do it the right way. If you can't pay for the things that you need to succeed, then be a company driver and work for a company. There's no shame in that. But a lot of y'all want to build this business and do this business on the cheap, but take no responsibility. You don't want to learn. You don't want to get education. You don't want to do any of these things. You just want to just own a truck. But I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to do nothing else. I just want to be my own boss, but I don't want to do, I just want to drive. Be a company driver. A lot of y'all scared to be company drivers because I don't know what the stigma is, but I'll take a couple grand to $3,000 a week if I needed it to be a company driver. I don't have to worry about my truck breaking down. I don't have to worry about the loads. I don't worry about brokers. I'm not tripping. I'm making my bread. So a lot of y'all need this wake up call because this mentality that he has is the reason why he's failing. He just wants to own his truck but doesn't want to do anything else. That is a recipe for disaster for anybody that's trying to be an owner operator. You might as well just say, let me go ahead and call a mega carrier and be a company driver.